Welcome back to Live from the DMZ. I am Jessica Abo, the founder of JaboTV, and we are standing next to Victoria Barrett, who just spoke so beautifully, so powerfully at the General Assembly. And Victoria, you were talking not just about climate change, you were talking about climate action. Walk us through how you got involved in this event today and why these issues are so important to you.
Okay, so in my freshman year of high school, an organization came to my school called Global Kids, and I joined this program with them, the Human Rights Activist Project, and I learned a lot about how climate change is such a huge justice issue, how it impacts human rights. And getting into that and working on campaigns to mandate climate education in New York City schools, things that would engage people my age, I started working with the Alliance for Climate Education. And with the Alliance for Climate Education, I'm also working on a campaign for offshore wind in New York City. So that was sophomore year, a lot of working there. And then in summer, before junior year, I was asked to be a plaintiff on a lawsuit against the U.S. federal government for contributing to the global climate crisis by promoting the development and use of fossil fuels. So that was a big landmark in my activism career. And I think a huge thing also has been going to COP21, the conference there. It was absolutely amazing. I got to see so many things that I didn't think I'd ever see before, and it really changed my whole outlook on activism, and I got to meet so many people. And that's kind of been like the storyline, really, and now I'm here.
And I think the important thing to remember is that you're 17, and there are so many people at home who may not even be aware that there is something called these Sustainable Development Goals. And as a result, they may not even know which one to rally behind because they don't know that there are 17 to choose from.
Yeah.
So what is some advice that you may have for someone at home or for someone who has a young person in his or her life for them to be able to say, you know what? I can do something, because it may be very intimidating for them to go out and do some of the things that you're doing.
Yeah, I think that what's so important when you're remembering youth activism and how to be engaged is that it can be so much, you know, there's so much going on in the world, but you could implement it into your life in any way. You could write music about issues, you can create events in your community about issues. Any interest you have, you can implement it into taking action. And I think with a lot of people talk about how many sustainable development goals there are, but a good way to rally behind one is just remember that, and a lot of the speakers highlighted this, all these issues are somehow connected. You can find an issue that you relate to that you want to rally behind, because it all affects us all. We're all humans, we all live on this planet, and these goals are to bring us all up, not just individual countries or people.
And for all the 17-year-olds who may be listening to you, what is one thing that they and we all can be doing on a daily basis to promote, to support climate change and to take climate action?
I'd say do what you love and think creatively about how to implement climate education and advocacy into what you love.
And what's an example of how someone could do that?
One of my really good friends, Shuteska Martinez, he's another climate activist. He raps about climate change and environmental activism, and it's really amazing because anything you love, you can implement it.
Anything you love, you can implement it. I love that, Victoria. Thank you so much for spending some time with me.